This Friday in Alaska, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin meet face-to-face in what Trump calls a feel-out session. But many in Ukraine and Europe see it as something else. On paper, it is meant to end the war, but in practice, it could redraw Ukraine's borders in Moscow's favor without a single Ukrainian in the room. The core idea, floated by Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff after a Moscow visit, is that Ukraine would cede what's left of Donetsk, still under its control, in exchange for a ceasefire and a freeze on the current front lines. For Russia, it means consolidating control over Donbass, rich in coal, industry and infrastructure, and central to the conflict since 2014. For Ukraine, it means giving up towns like Kramatorsk and Sloviansk, part of the so-called fortress belt that has held the Russian military back for 11 years. But for the people still living there, it means being told to walk away from homes they've defended at enormous costs. In Sloviansk, residents have seen this script play out before. Seized by Moscow-backed separatists in 2014, retaken by Ukraine later that year. Now, under regular shelling, the residents here talk of being traded away not by defeat on the battlefield, but by political agreement. Locals are calling the idea panic-inducing. Trenches west of the city are dug for a fight, but few imagine that their ally in Washington might be the one to decide their fate. Russian forces are pushing west in Donetsk, tightening pressure on key hubs like Pokrovsk and Kostiantynivka. Losing them would choke Ukraine's supply lines. In other regions, Moscow still occupies parts of Luhansk, Kherson and Zaporizhzhia and wants to keep them. Any map drawn in Alaska has to contend with the fact that front lines are shifting, and right now they're moving in Russia's favor. Trump says he will try to get back territory for Ukraine. Realistically, that might mean small slices of Sumy or Kharkiv, the buffer zone areas Russia has only partially taken. Ukraine could also seek the return of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant or parts of Kherson. But none of this is confirmed, and Russia is unlikely to give up the land that breaks its access to Crimea. Putin proposed the Alaska bilateral and Donald Trump agreed. Ukraine was left out, told it might join later. European leaders have warned against peace without Ukraine, saying any border deal made over Kiev's head is dead on arrival. Zelensky has been blunt, stating that no land to the occupier, ceasefire first, negotiations after. Trump's stated condition is a 30-day unconditional ceasefire before any political concessions. Ukraine accepted that in March, but Russia didn't and has doubled its attacks ever since. Putin's terms are the opposite. No ceasefire until Kiev cedes the 4 regions Russia annexed in 2022, NATO renunciation and limits on Ukraine's armed forces.
Fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.